Morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to jump right into this morning's watch, and I'm going to start off with Emil. Emil, take it away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, morning everyone. So I'm going to watch NVO this morning, got slapped, and I'm going to watch for a bounce at some stage. Not really interested, despite the fact that has this V-shape, bounce. But I would really like to see getting above this, highs, basically the last leg. So in any case of a push towards 57, then I'm going to be interested in dips versus pretty much this level where the volume was, so 55, 54-ish. See if it's going to soak there. I'm looking for a bounce. It's pure technical play at this stage for me, and ideally I would like to see it pushing towards 62, or at least this area 60-ish, 61. And if it's going to stop later in the morning, mid-morning after 10:30-ish, then I am going to be interested to maybe flip it there if it's going to see the price stalling and then looking for more unwind. UEC, this one, it's been pretty resilient, making new highs. It's testing this area, but the fact that yesterday had a big dip and then reclaim all the way back, I'm thinking that might have some juice in it. So thinking breakout buyers are going to be there. I'm going to watch any push through that level, maybe 950, but I would zero interest for me to get involved in a long trade at this stage. But if it's just going to reject that area, pretty much previous highs, I'm going to be interested in getting a short trade there, at least from technical perspective. So looking for a dip versus looking for dips versus 8. So if it's going to reject that area, I'm going to be there for long. Also looking at AMD, more or less same story. AMD, it's on a run. I am looking mostly at this 185 level, but already been tested here. So I would like to see a push and see if it's going to stuff there. But again, like I said, given the fact that already been tested, I wouldn't be surprised to see it pushing slightly higher. So I'm going to watch either way that area, see if it's going to reject there or not. At this stage, nothing here. We shall see how the market is going to behave, but would really like to see a push slightly higher. Then keeping an eye on VWAV. This one been very resilient yesterday. This morning gapping down. I am going to watch any pops towards 950. We shall see if the price is going to get there, but that's something I'm interested. So I'm going to wait. This is sort of back burner type of trade. We shall see if it's going to get there, but unless it's not getting there, definitely not interested in shorting this one. And VNI, another name I'm watching yesterday, had a push this morning. It's breaking out. Really nothing here for me, but if it's going to push towards 1, maybe mid-morning or late morning, that's a level where I'm going to be interested in getting short. And also keeping an eye on stay, see if it's going to push and reclaim pre-market highs. Ideally, it's going to push 150 for a short later in the morning. That's and the last one, it's LiDAR. Again, this one had been trapped yesterday in pre-market, but then stuff, and right now it's looking heavy. We shall see if it's going to push towards 5 at any given stage. I am going to be interested, but other than that, I'm just going to wait and see if something is going to pop out there. So yeah, pretty much that's it for me today, guys. And Josh is next.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Quite a bit of earnings plays this morning. The first one that I'm going to be looking at is this CDNS. It's like a software AI kind of stock. and it's it's got a great weekly, like, kind of has been in this range between 332 and 220, and now it's breaking to the upside after reporting earnings. It beat everywhere. This is definitely what I like to see. And now it's just kind of a matter of where and if the volume comes in. And I'll kind of be looking versus this 350 level. Pre-market, not much volume has come in yet, but that's something that I'm going to look for. Like, you could see the R vol is the bottom bars of my screen, and I want to see that going up drastically. And that's kind of how I tell if relative volume is coming in mass after an earnings winter, so that if this VWAP firms up and this has an opening range high breakout, it could be something that I'm interested in. Also, a case with this is that it could kind of be in a range all day today, and then it would be something that I'm looking at for tomorrow to get above that range. So a couple of different scenarios. CLS, it's a stock that I was talking to Judah this morning. I mean, from April, I mean, it's tripled, so it gets harder to chase, as it goes higher and higher and higher. But maybe a day of kind of resting, and then you get that setup that I was talking about as a potential on CDNS tomorrow, where maybe you get a week open and then a push through. But I'll be watching it today. The only point that I want to make, it just gets more difficult as these things get trend up and up and up, and then they take the next stair step up, and you try to buy that, and sometimes you get washed. But it's definitely a name on radar. PLTR, I'm looking at potential shorts. I'm going to see if the market turns over a little bit here, and I'll be looking at this as a potential short. MSTZ, which is the inverse of MSTR, Bitcoin gets heavy again and MSTR gets heavy again, which it did yesterday. I'd be looking to get long this, versus about 360. And then kind of looking for MSTR to get red, maybe markets to get heavy. That's what could kind of fuel this trade. And that's it for this morning. So you do have some earnings. You have SOFI as well out there that reported this morning, made a 52-week high. But once again, I'm not sure that chasing everything here is the most prudent way to go about this right now, just because the market's just been so steady up, and now it's kind of speeding up. So just be careful, and this is where your position and knowing your position sizing comes into play. But that's all for me, and I'll pass this to Judah.
Thank you, Josh. And then I'll just kick it off with, some catalysts and earnings. So FUBO, it's been in this base for about 6 months now, since that Disney and that Disney FUBO partnership. And they announced preliminaries this morning. I'm just looking for any build over 380s, 390s. I think, I like these pre-market where there's basically no action and it doesn't move out too far. It's a quiet one, and then it just starts to just steadily, quietly grind through the day. And this base is just something of interest. UAVS, they had a PR this morning. Pretty much this move from $1 to 350 on some decent volume. We get that 2-day pullback into the 10-day on decreasing volume, and then they have a PR today to just fuel it a bit further. So if we'd start to trend over yesterday's highs, then I'd potentially be interested for a second leg kind of move. And then for the earnings, I'm only really keeping them on watch because of the actual beats and reactions. But SoFi has been up 150% into this. Even up here, this consolidation is just not enough. It's already a little bit too extended. So I prefer delayed reaction on these. CLS up 200% into these earnings, and I just, I want to see, even 1 or 2 days of just consolidation or pullback would be of interest. WGS a little choppy over here. The earnings gave back, and it's just been in this 7-8 month base. And I mean, pretty decent move here. So this is another one that I want to kind of see it flag out a little bit right below this prior high, and then maybe we push through some point later in the week or next week. For continuations, NBIS, this was an IPO, and really nice move back here. Been consolidating since. Just showing some good relative strength, especially yesterday when the market was pulling a little bit. NBIS was just grinding higher. So I'm keeping an eye on this. Earnings are, I believe, on the 7th pre-market, so something to keep in mind. VNet, decent trend over here. I believe this was on a preliminary, and just grind up, consolidation, got a little tight. And yesterday it was just really holding quite well. So any continuation here. ABVX, huge gap off of their results. Something that I noted yesterday was that this reminds me of Reddit back here, even though this is off of earnings. I mean, it's the same pretty much price action. The move wasn't as big, but we get that huge move on earnings, the just 2-day pullback or 3-day pullback on decreasing volume, and then we get a delayed reaction type of entry. So ABVX, I mean, pretty identical. So if we start to perk up through, maybe there'll be something over there. BBAI, nothing really specific. I just want to see if the 7s could soak. This volume is just huge. I mean, it's always been pretty big, but now it's really getting massive. Very good move here, 100%, consolidating a little bit, putting in higher lows, and I want to see that 7 soak and maybe start to reverse. And then bull, it was getting some pulls this morning, but I just want to see, either it hold and reverse 15, 16, or undercut the 10, and then maybe we get some sort of move in a couple of days. Pretty big volume here as well, and now we're getting like 3 days on decreasing volume. So I will keep that on watch as well. And that's pretty much what I got. Thank you, Emil and Josh, and I hope you guys have